500-year representation of what this may have looked like.
That's a coin, look!
It is a coin. All right, another coin.
Look at that!
The latest official excavations have unearthed not just artifacts, but the very footprint of the island's masterminds. A sprawling stone complex, tools linked to a 17th century royal conspiracy, and a single cut silver coin have shattered old theories and pointed to a truth far more complex and dangerous than anyone ever dared to imagine. The question is no longer just what is buried, but who orchestrated this multi-generational transatlantic secret. The Western Front, a new epicenter of mystery. For years, the western side of Oak Island was just land, a quiet supporting player to the main stage drama of the Money Pit and the Swamp. That all changed on Lot 5. What began as a routine investigation of a stone feature has exploded into the single most important archaeological site in the modern search. The team, led by Marty Lagina and guided by the uncanny instincts of metal detection specialist Gary Drayton, has been peeling back the layers of soil on Lot 5 for 2 years, and the discovery has grown to be 3 times its original size. It's no longer just a feature, it's a sprawling foundation, a place of industry and occupation that has remained hidden for centuries. This isn't just a random ruin. The archaeologists, including Laird Niven and Fiona Steele, are meticulously uncovering a massive, complex stone structure, one that curves with an intentional design. The quality of the construction varies, with some sections expertly crafted and others more rudimentary. This isn't the work of one person or one group.
Hey, I got another button.
Well, that's great.
It speaks to a project that spanned multiple generations, a continuous effort by different hands, all working towards a single secret purpose. The team speculates with a growing sense of certainty that this could have been the command center, the living quarters for the masterminds who designed and built the Money Pit itself. It's a designated special place now, protected so that every shovelful of dirt can be analyzed, ensuring the context of every artifact is preserved. They are not just digging, they are reading a story written in stone and soil, and the artifacts pulled from this ground are rewriting the island's history. As Gary Drayton swept his detector over the tons of excavated spoils, he was searching for the whisper of metal that could give this structure a voice and a date. He got a signal, not the booming iron of a common spike, but the high, clear tone of a non-ferrous target. A sound that, as Gary says, can only mean one of 3 things: copper, lead, or gold. The team, holding their breath, watched as a small, elaborate copper button was pulled from the earth. It was ornate, with a floral design and an English feel. Its small size suggested it was a cufflink or a fine jacket button from the late 1600s. Emma Culligan, the team's archaeometallurgist, subjected the button to X-ray fluorescence mapping, a process that uses concentrated X-rays to create a color-coded map of an object's elements. The scan revealed the button's intricate details, confirming its high quality and age. This small object was a direct link to a time of gentlemen and secrets, a time when Sir William Phipps walked the earth.
Oh, yeah.
Looking like a button.
The name Sir William Phipps has been whispered on Oak Island for years, a ghost in the narrative. Now he has a physical connection. Iron tools, scientifically linked to Phipps's 17th century birthplace, had already been found in the area. This button strengthens that link. But who was Phipps? He was an English politician and treasure hunter who in 1687 was ordered by King James II of England to salvage a sunken Spanish treasure galleon. The historical record shows that Phipps, along with his high-ranking Freemason partner, Captain Andrew Belcher, delivered less than half of the listed treasure to the English crown. A theory long promoted by 32 N-degree Freemason Scott Clark suggests that Phipps and Belcher secretly sailed the rest of the Spanish silver and gold to Oak Island and buried it. The sprawling stone feature on Lot 5, the sophisticated button, the iron tools, they all point to a well-funded, highly organized operation in the late 1600s. This wasn't a pirate's haphazard work. This was a state-sanctioned or state-betrayed mission. The discovery of the button, potentially from the jacket of Phipps or one of his men, places the architects of this grand conspiracy directly on Lot 5. The plot thickened when Gary Drayton, sifting through the spoils from the Lot 5 shoreline, got another hit. It was a coin, but it had been deliberately cut. This was a common practice in the 17th and 18th centuries, a way to make change or pay soldiers and sailors. The immediate assumption was that it was Spanish silver, a piece of the lost Phipps treasure. The coin was rushed to the lab. The Skyscan CT scanner, a powerful machine that creates a 3D X-ray model, was fired up. As the image resolved, Emma Culligan and the Lagina brothers leaned in. The scan revealed faint engravings. It wasn't Spanish. It was an English shilling bearing the profile and markings of King William III, minted in the 1690s. This was a shocker. While not the Spanish treasure they hoped for, it was perhaps even more significant. It was hard proof of an English presence on the island at the turn of the 18th century. Oak Island historian Doug Crowell immediately connected the coin to a story from an old book, Oak Island and Its Treasures. The book details a covert operation by the British military, allies of Sir William Phipps, who made several failed attempts to recover the treasure from Oak Island after Phipps had buried it. This single shilling could be the very coin dropped by an English soldier, part of a secret recovery mission that failed, leaving the treasure and the mystery behind. The clues were converging. The water tests in the Money Pit area had already shown traces of gold and silver.
It's 500 years old, at least.
The treasure was still here. The cut shilling was another piece of the puzzle, proving that powerful forces knew about the island's secret and were trying to reclaim it centuries ago. The swamp's dark heart, a road to the past. While Lot 5 revealed the potential command center, the island's enigmatic triangle-shaped swamp held its own dark secrets. For years, the team, guided by the work of the late Fred Nolan, has believed the swamp is an artificial feature, a massive engineering project designed to hide something. Their work has proven this theory correct. Dr. Ian Spooner's core samples revealed it was a man-made structure, with clay liners and evidence of ancient industry dating back to the period between 1680 and 1700, the exact time of Sir William Phipps. Now, the team has found the road, a cobblestone path, a paved area leading directly into the murky depths of the swamp. It's an unnatural feature, a path built to lead somewhere specific. Near this road, buried in the bog, they found more evidence of a massive, purposeful construction. A 14-foot log expertly placed beneath a layer of carefully positioned cobbles. It was part of a larger structure, a platform or support system. Working in a bog requires a stable platform, and someone went to immense trouble to build one here. These logs, combined with the discovery of a wooden piece resembling a ship's railing that carbon dated to the 700s or 800s, suggest a multi-layered history of activity, a place used and reused over centuries. The focus of this swamp construction appears to be a mysterious circular feature the team has dubbed the Eye of the Swamp. The cobblestone road leads directly to it. It's a formation of boulders within the marsh that Dr. Spooner's analysis confirmed was the center of the man-made activity. The team believes this is where the 17th century treasure hunters, possibly Phipps and his crew, focused their efforts. In a stunning new discovery within the swamp, they found a square vault-like structure submerged in the muck. It was built with neatly cut slate and brick with a hard bottom. It was a hiding place. Inside, they found a handle from a chest and a hook made of wrought iron. This discovery was electrifying because of its connection to a much later landowner, Anthony Graves, who bought the island in 1857 and allegedly paid for his goods with Spanish silver coins he found on the property. Could this vault be where Graves found his treasure? Or was it built by the original depositors and Graves merely stumbled upon it? The swamp was no longer just a geological anomaly. It was an archaeological site,
Catching on something. I wonder if it's wood or rock.
holding the secrets of multiple generations of treasure depositors and finders. Whispers from the north, Vikings, Templars, and a transatlantic connection. The timeline of Oak Island has been violently stretched and twisted by the recent discoveries. The evidence no longer points to a single event in the 17th century, but to a story that may have begun hundreds of years earlier. The discovery of Roman coins, a lead cross with origins in 14th century France, and artifacts dating to the 1200s has forced the team to look beyond pirates and colonial conspiracies to the Knights Templar and even earlier explorers. This led Marty Lagina and a small team to travel to the northernmost tip of Newfoundland to Lanceau Meadows, the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America. They went there to understand how an old world treasure could have been brought across the Atlantic centuries before Columbus. The Norse, or Vikings, were master sailors. By 1000 AD, they had reached North America from Greenland. The team believes these descendants of Vikings were essential to the Oak Island mystery. They may not have built the money pit, but they could have provided the transportation and skills for another group, like the Knights Templar, to do so. The sagas mention the Norse traveling to Rome and meeting with the Pope, placing them in direct contact with the heart of Christendom. They were claiming land to the west. Could they have been the agents of the Templars, helping them move their sacred treasure to the New World after their persecution in 1307? At Lanceau Meadows, the team consulted with archaeologists and experts. They learned about bog iron, a naturally forming iron deposit used by Vikings to forge tools. This was a critical piece of information. An iron arrowhead found on Oak Island, previously analyzed by Emma Culligan, showed metallic signatures consistent with pre-1700s manufacturing. A comparison with bog iron from Newfoundland could provide a definitive link, proving a Scandinavian or Norse presence on Oak Island in the medieval period. The trip solidified a growing belief. The Oak Island mystery is not a local story. It's a transatlantic one, a conspiracy with roots in the fall of the Templars and the voyages of the Vikings, a secret carried across the ocean and buried on a small island off Nova Scotia. Even as new fronts opened on the western lots and in the swamp, the original beast, the money pit, was not finished. The team's primary focus became the garden shaft, believed to be an offset shaft dug by the original depositors to access the treasure vault. Partnering with Dumas Contracting, they began to rebuild and secure the shaft, hoping to finally reach the baby blob, a mysterious underground anomaly that had tested high for gold and silver. They pushed deeper, their modern engineering a match for the ancient Earth. They found a collapsed secret tunnel below the shaft, heading directly for the baby blob. They were on the right path. Then the island fought back. As they prepared for horizontal drilling, a torrent of ocean water erupted into the shaft. In a matter of hours, their work was submerged. They had triggered one of the legendary booby traps. They had hit the flood tunnel system, the island's diabolical self-resetting defense that had thwarted searchers for 2 centuries. It was a disaster, but it was also the ultimate validation. The legends were true. The sheer volume and speed of the flood could only be explained by a deliberate, brilliantly engineered trap. This event, combined with the ongoing groundwater tests, paints a tantalizing picture. For years, Dr. Ian Spooner's water analysis from boreholes in the Money Pit area has shown elevated levels of precious metals. The team has identified an oval-shaped area 30 by 15 feet, which they call the Golden Egg, where the concentration of gold is highest. They drilled a new borehole, N13, directly into this zone. At a depth of nearly 100 feet, they hit evidence of a man-made structure. Then they heard it, an extraordinary boom from deep underground. Dr. Spooner believes it was a collapse, a void or tunnel giving way. This collapse could be the key, a shift in the underground geology that might finally reveal the source of the gold. The chemistry, the science, and the violent reaction of the island itself all point to one conclusion. They are closer than ever to the vault. Oak Island is no longer just a legend, it's a battlefield of secrets, sacrifice, and maybe even murder. Could this be the biggest cover-up in history? Like, subscribe and decide for yourself.